You know, you could just ask her out. The beauty from Harvard Law, the blue-collar fed from the wrong side of Brooklyn.
Don't be a dick.
Let's go. LAPD just found an unidentified female body in a garage dumpster.
What we doing here, guys?
Body appears to have been bleached inside and out.
Ray, what is it?
It's Kiara. It's your daughter.
What?
Secret in Their Eyes is a psychological thriller, and it stars Julia Roberts, Chiwetel Ejiofor, and Nicole Kidman. I don't tend to watch too many psychological thrillers. I'm more of a action, comedy, rom-com, even sci-fi movie girl. I do not touch horror films whatsoever, but psychological thrillers are usually a little bit lower on the totem pole for me. But when this trailer was released a few months ago and I saw all of the three actors that I mentioned before were in this movie, I was hooked, and I definitely planned on seeing this movie as soon as it came out, which I did. And I'm just going to go ahead and say right off the bat, I really enjoyed this movie. To me, a good psychological thriller has twists and turns, the phrase that it keeps you on the edge of your seat. And, you know, there was a huge plot twist in the movie that I didn't see coming. So, you know, for me, it did everything a good psychological thriller should do. And my big way of knowing that a movie is lagging for me is if at any point in time I'm checking my phone or my watch to see what time this movie is over, because I am done. And I never did that throughout this movie. So I would really recommend this movie if you are a fan of psychological thrillers. But in this review, I'm going to kind of take a different stance, because as much as I like this movie, I read a lot of reviews and a lot of them were mixed. Some good, but some bad. And I'm going to talk about that in my review today. Just to give you guys a little backstory, Secret in Their Eyes is actually a remake of a popular Spanish film. I'm not going to try to even say that the original film's name, because my Spanish is horrible, but the film actually won the Best Foreign Academy Award the year it came out. So obviously, you know, the directors and writers had, you know, pretty heavy, you know, shoes to fill, you know, when you're going to remake a movie that actually is this popular. So just a little breakdown of the plot of The Secret in Their Eyes. Julia Roberts and Chiwetel Ejiofor are cops in LA. It's post 9/11, and they are on a anti-terror terrorist task force. Nicole Kidman, she joins their crew as a new assistant DA, and one day they are called out to investigate a female body that is found dead in a dumpster. And the reason why they're called out is because this body is actually found in a dumpster right next door to a mosque that they have been investigating. So they go to investigate it, and unfortunately it is discovered that the female body is the daughter of Julia Roberts' character. And from there, I would normally give you more of a rundown, but I'm just going to leave it at that, because there's so many twists and turns, like I said. And I mentioned a second ago that this movie takes place post 9/11, but something that happens in the movie a lot is a lot of jumping back and forth. So it would be pretty, you know, hard for me to give you much more. But like I said, I was going to talk about the fact that a lot of critics gave it mixed reviews and some were negative. And for me, you know, I didn't understand why, because I enjoyed the movie. But I get it. Everybody has a right to their own opinion. And one thing I also understand is just because you have, for instance, three well-known box office drawing actors like Ejiofor, Roberts, and Kidman, that doesn't mean that the movie has to be necessarily good. I mean, big box office actors make bad movies all the time. Hello, Jupiter Ascending. I rest my case. So with that being said, I know it's possible. But for me, I'll say I'm a little prejudiced. I kind of found it hard. Well, some of the reviews that I read were, you know, a lot of reviewers or a lot of critics thought that the movie didn't live up to the first one, and that it definitely didn't have a lot of the same pacing. I mean, a lot of that. But then other reviews, which to me, okay, those are reviews where I can go, okay, maybe I can agree with that. Because here's another thing. I haven't seen the original film. And I probably won't ever see it because this is going to sound really, kind of American elitist to me and makes me sound dumb. But, in these kind of situations, most Americans are not going to see the foreign film because most foreign films have a lot of subtitles. And I can only speak for myself in this situation, but unless you're someone who just loves all different types of movies, foreign in particular, when you go to a movie, you're not trying to read subtitles. So, no, I'm probably not going to see, the original movie of this movie, Secret in Their Eyes. But some of the other reviews that I read were, I'm sorry, I'm going to also call on my, feminist bone in my body. Another little FYI for you, Julia Roberts' character in the original movie is played by a male. And a couple people in their reviews where you would have to read them, but they tended to point this out a lot. And for me, I don't know, my interpretation was that they felt like that it should have been played by a male. And like I said, the little feminist part of me says, why the hell does that matter? I'm sorry. A girl can play a male role and vice versa, depending on, if there's good writing. And something that I decided to do was I did a little digging, and I know I'm going to get a lot of, but I went and I looked at Wikipedia. And I looked at Wikipedia to see what the original plot in the original Spanish movie was compared to this movie. And I can tell you this, it's not much different. In fact, there's only a few things that are different from the original plot to this movie. So with that being said, again, I wonder if a lot of this is just the fact that, in my personal opinion, I don't think a lot of movie critics particularly like when foreign films are remade, especially foreign films that are remade and they're American movie remakes. So again, I don't know. I personally like the movie, and I would say if you are a psychological thriller fan, you will like this movie. So check it out. See what you think, and I will see you guys next time.
My population in a year, if you look at 1,906 faces every night, so I did.
For a year?
For 13 years. Reopen a case.
We've had multiple leads. They've all been false alarms. And Jess dies a little bit every single time. I don't have the stomach to watch him walk away again. Maybe we go about this a little less officially.
No.
Justice. I owe my daughter that.
We gotta find this guy before Jess does.
My daughter was the thing that made me me. Nothing will ever change that.
She's not gonna stop.
He can quit his job. He can change his name. He can dump his car. But I will still find him.